Fans, welcome to the 2024 Cascade Conference Championships presented by U.S. Bank and hosted at the beautiful Lithia and Driveway Fields. Tonight's men's soccer semifinal contest is going to be between the Eastern Oregon Mountaineers and the Knights of Warner Pacific. And just trying to look at what the seeds were. I was supposed to have that in front of me. It's the 3-seed Warner Pacific and the 4-seed Eastern Oregon. So this looks to be a great matchup. And of course, as I just mentioned, Warner Pacific being the 3-seed, they will be the home team in this match. Eastern Oregon will be the visiting team. We would like to thank our local partners for hosting the Cascade Collegiate Conference Championships, Travel Medford and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission, City of Medford Parks and Recreation, and our university hosts, Southern Oregon University and Oregon Tech. So we're getting ready for this one. We're having to make a few camera adjustments, as you can see, but we're going to take a break and we'll come back with some pregame and meet our crew when we come back.
When somebody says, what do you want people to know about Oregon Tech, I will say Oregon Tech is a destination for distinctive professionals, whether it is in behavioral health, whether it is in engineering, whether it is in health technologies. Oregon Tech has the solution. We are very proud of the value we create for Oregonians.
The school's just awesome. Tuition's really a lot better than other doctorate programs.
The relationships that I've built are kind of the glue of what keeps me here.
We are very proud of the return on investment for our students and the families, without a doubt. When a family brings their son or daughter to our school, we are able to tell them, when you graduate from Oregon Tech, you are assured of a great career in life. You have to work hard while you are here. It is a challenging program. And to be able to look at those families and assure them about the return on investment is a very affirming feeling. Oregon Lottery plays a very important role in what Oregon Tech does in terms of student success. Our athletic program in particular gets maybe 1/3 of their budget from sports lottery allocations from the state of Oregon.
First and foremost, without the lottery dollars, we would not exist in the way that we currently do. And consequently, the ripple effect of that, of not existing, we would not be able to recruit, retain, and graduate student athletes that wouldn't necessarily be able to come to university.
It doesn't matter if you're at a Division I school, Division II, across the board. I think, especially considering that we're an NAIA school, we have great facilities, we're very well taken care of. And you combine that with the community support, and that's hard to beat. I mean, we're one of the top schools, I think minus Oregon State and Oregon. We have the most attendance per game. I
really encourage our coaches to get out in the community and not wait for the community to come to us. We have to show that we care before we can expect anybody to come to our games.
We'll be helping out an elementary school for the field day. We'll be helping with the Klamath Reads program. So there's a lot of ways that we get our program out into the community and just let them know how much we appreciate their support.
If you have an opportunity to go through the newly renovated track at Oregon Tech, it is a gorgeous site. We had the pleasure of hosting so many athletes from 12 or so universities and colleges recently for a conference meet. That has been made possible in a large part to lottery funds. But for that, we could not have completed that project.
So this year I beat my hammer record. I have the school record. And that was at conference, which was the opening meet technically for Oregon Tech with the new track. So that was an awesome memory for me.
Yeah, it's been a blessing living here and studying here and doing my sport, as well as just taking a close look at all the changes that has gone through the track. It's just impressive, you know. I remember I used to train at the local high school because the track wasn't done. So once I got foot into the track, and it was just fresh, and it was just such a fulfilling feeling.
We are very excited what Oregon Tech is going to be in 5 years from now. We want to be a surrogate lab of innovation for industry. When industry has a problem, I want them to look at Oregon Tech as a portal where there is a solution. That is where the innovation hubs become very important. We are very grateful to Business Oregon for supporting this endeavor at Oregon Tech. We are very proud to be chosen as a regional innovation hub recently, and our goal is to be a world-class polytechnic that has national reputation, which again is going to bring a lots of opportunities for Oregon, because talent is one of the most important things industries talk about. And we are committed to producing the very best in the state of Oregon.
Welcome back to the Cascade Conference Championships. Got our camera issues ironed out, I believe. We're ready to go. I'm Jeff Smith. Next to me is Gavin Wilmot. And behind the lens is Mikhail Weish. And Gavin, you and I are going to talk about these two teams. We think this is going to be a pretty even match. You and I got to do Eastern Oregon's game on Sunday night. But we got Eastern Oregon, the visiting team. And they will be in the dark blue jerseys. Warner Pacific will be the home team, and they will be in the light blue jerseys. And so what can we expect from these two teams, Gavin?
Well, we both saw Eastern already this last weekend, so I think we know what to expect from them. And I think in terms of style, we're probably going to see pretty similar with Warner Pacific in terms of the way they do it. Like I said, it's going to be a good matchup. And I think one thing to note as well, not only is this a semifinal, but with the previous result of the game just before this, with Carroll beating Oregon Tech, this now means that the winner of this game gets the second automatic qualifier for the national tournament. So this will have a lot of stakes to it, probably pretty high tensions, and we'll see how it goes.
So do you have any feel for how many other of the teams in the Cascade Conference would have a chance at a at-large bid if they don't get, obviously the rest of the teams aren't getting this second one. It's going to be one of these two teams.
Yeah, I don't think it's very high. I think it kind of depends on, rankings and that kind of stuff. And I think the only two teams that were cracking some votes or making the rankings this year was SOU and Carroll. So, and I don't think either of them finished in the top 25 for the NAIA. So I think if you're in there, you have a pretty good shout to get that at-large bid. I think there was one year when I was playing, I think Corbin got one of the years, but it's definitely not very common. But this year particularly, I don't foresee anyone really getting that large bid.
Okay.
So
this one is going to be probably pretty hotly contested.
Yep.
Because these two teams know the only way they're getting in is to win the tournament, essentially.
Yeah.
Or lose to Carroll.
Yeah. So that's the nice thing about if you get the higher seed going into the tournament, the way they set up the brackets and everything, there's always that chance that even if you just make the final, you might be snatching that last second automatic qualifier for the conference. So, and that shows true for this game here. So
is there anything you can tell me? Again, you and I, we saw Eastern Oregon on Sunday night. One thing I noticed with Eastern Oregon, they cover the field very well. They pass well, but they stay in there. They don't bunch a lot. They're not chasing a lot. They're a very controlled team, and there's always somebody there. You don't have a split second when that ball's on your foot. There's going to be one player and very soon two players on you defensively. What kind of style? So we kind of know what to expect from Eastern. What can we expect from Warner Pacific?
I think Warner will be pretty much along the same lines in terms of, I think they're going to be very different of a team than Eastern played against College of Idaho. Warner's going to be a lot better on the ball, a lot more technical, and be able to move the ball nice and clean and quick how they want. They're a team that's had a lot of success in a couple recent years in terms of getting to some tournament finals, winning the tournament, some co-champions here and there. But so they've definitely made a name for themselves in the last couple of years. But I think they're going to be very good on the ball, very technical, and be able to move it around how they want, as opposed to the kind of the directness that College of Idaho had a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how Eastern handles it. Yeah,
well, and if you're right about that, this is going to be a fun contest, because it was fun watching Eastern Oregon, go to work on Sunday night, and if they play similar, this should be a really good matchup. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. So Warner Pacific has made their way out onto the field, and we're getting ready to kick this one off. Lots of fans were filtering in when I arrived, so a lot of people excited about this one. So our starting keeper for Warner Pacific will be No Rodriguez, as he warming up in his goal. And our starting keeper for Eastern Oregon, as it was on Sunday night, it'll be Anthony Lemus. And we are about ready to get this one kicked off. We're here at Wheeler Field here at Lithia and Driveway Fields, and we're underway. So once again, the Mountaineers are in the dark jerseys, defending the left side of the field, and the Knights defending the right-hand side.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a turn.
Well, we already know Gray, number 20, he's a guy you can't take your eye off of.
Happy to have been able to play alongside him in high school, and it's not fun being on the other end of what he just did there.
No, I imagine not. Yeah, already showing us what he's capable of, and he wasn't in on the scoring on Sunday, but you can be rest assured he was in.
He was actually.
Oh, did he?
He scored the first one.
That's right. He did score the first one, so I take that back. That's right. But they were impressive in that, the way they handled that game on Sunday, and they're already on the attack here.
There's that long throw right away.
Trujillo with the throw in. Good through ball there. McCole. Well, McCole was on the attack and quickly taken off of the attack. So that one scooped up by Lemus. taking his time and finally sending that one was Manuel Rodriguez. And Hernandez sends one in. Not a bad shot there, Gavin. He had someone coming in from that left side.
I think he got a little too much in spin on it than he wanted. Definitely was looking for that backspin. If he would have hit that probably how he truly wanted to, I think it would have been more of where he wanted it.
So Rodriguez made the play, the keeper making that play, but not without Ortacil breathing down his neck on that one. And another push here for Eastern. We didn't really. Oh, that one had a chance. Good defensive play. Trying to see who that is. I believe that's Rincon making that defensive play. I'll double check that as he gets closer. And we got a foul here against the Mountaineers. Eastern Oregon on Sunday played a lot of ball control, but we didn't see them with a ton of chances this early in the game, and they've already been in the box a few times.
Yeah, they're looking a little more direct today than they were on Sunday night.
And maybe that's because, again, like you said, who they're playing. When they're playing College of Idaho's a completely different strategy, and they may have been adjusting to that type of play. So the free kick here, they'll just reverse it to the near side, and Trujillo gets rid of it. Now Hernandez gives back to Trujillo, and he'll drop it to the defense. Prieto gets rid of it. They'll chip one in from the far side.
A little bit of a different approach, but the theme of it still is kind of the same as the last game we had with
Gray there to collect that. Another good defensive play to get that out of trouble. Well, and one of the things that impressed me is the accuracy of their passing on those medium to long passes. In fact, one of their goals was kind of a tic-tac-toe of perfectly executed soccer. In fact, I think that would have been their first goal, the one Gray did score.
Yep, it was one that
he just kind of had to redirect it. The pass was so good, all he had to do was get in the way of it.
Yeah, I asked him after, I was like, was it with your stomach or your chest? And then he said it was with his chest.
This one will get all the way to Lemus. So is this going to be just outside the box?
Just outside, like?
Yeah.
Opposed to what the people in front of us thought. I mean, still very dangerous spot. I mean, this is one where if it's low enough, you could push your line even enough with the ball to still be onside and be within 2 yards of the goalkeeper from a closer, better angle than a corner kick. So
yeah. So a big chance here.
Yeah, you can see there.
And he gets a little too much of that.
Too much on that one.
That might have been perfect if he had been in the corner kick spot there.
Yeah.
But a good chance there, and the goal kick coming up. And we want to let you know U.S. Bank is the 5th largest commercial bank in the United States and operates 3,080 banking offices in 25 states, providing a comprehensive line of banking products to consumers, businesses, and institutions. U.S. Bank, the official bank of the Cascade Collegiate Conference and the presenting sponsor of the 2024-25 championships. So we've had a good one so far. Eastern Oregon getting the better of it so far, but still no score.
Yeah, similar start to the one on Sunday. Eastern has a lot of the ball to start the game. So Warner's doing a good job to weather the storm a little bit as these first 10 come in. Hopefully they can start to get on the ball and start to do what they want to do a bit.
Yep, and we saw that it took College of Idaho until halftime before they made the adjustments they needed. They had a strong second half, but still were outscored in that second half. Of course, our other game on Sunday had Gavin celebrating a bit, and most of the fans in a little despair as Oregon Tech took out the other host school, Southern Oregon. And then in the game before this one, Oregon Tech played well in the second half, but came up short in their bid to advance to the final. If I'm not mistaken, they went down 2-0 in that game, and then got it to 2-1, had some chances late, but couldn't quite turn the corner.
Yeah, I got here just as the second half started, and I heard that they had a couple chances in the first half as well, but that's a great run. Oh, good defending.
Yeah, good defensive play. I apologize, folks.
Well.
I'm trying to pick up more numbers. They're a little smaller on the Warner Pacific side, but that was Ruelas Gonzalez on the defensive play. As I learn their positions a little better, it'll be a little easier, but
yeah, from our distance, that white on the baby blue is a little tough, too.
It is on the far side.
Yeah.
The shadows are making it really hard to see, and that'll be a foul. Sometimes you get away with that one, and that time Gray didn't. It was, I think it looked worse than it really was.
Yeah, definitely.
But so Rodriguez sends one toward midfield, but again, it's Eastern Oregon there to force. They're forcing the issue right now, and it's giving them the bulk of the chances. In fact, Lemos really hasn't had a whole lot to do back there so far.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with it, though, is they need to take advantage of it. They've had these chances, and it was kind of similar, but I would say as many chances in their game on Sunday, but they had the ball for most of the first half, and they ended up going down 1-0. So they need to, if they can keep up this momentum with their pressure they're applying onto Warner Pacific here, they would prefer if they would get a chance off of it, so they're not looking at a situation where they're having to come back from one down again.
Sends one. Oh, redirect was there. Didn't see if that was Gray that got that, or was that?
Couldn't tell.
The other option running back here in front of us, Cardenas Sanchez. Well, and that's sort of a similar theme you see with soccer in general. I've seen it a lot with one of the teams I regularly cover. We'll get back to that in a minute, as the Knights are on the attack and they'll have the throw in here. You can dominate a half and not score and lose that game because you just couldn't find the net. And that was what I think that Eastern Oregon was worried about last night, or Sunday night rather. Feels like I've been here.
Yeah.
It seems like I just left. So it looks like we're going to have a, it's going to be a corner kick or a throw in. I had looked away here. Well, it was a corner kick, and they went for the short play, and not a bad chance. Got it past everybody, but not enough on that, and Lemos handled that pretty easily.
Yeah.
Well, and Eastern's so good at this transition. Once it leaves Lemos, it doesn't take any time at all for them to be on the attack at the other end. And it's not from booting it 50, 60 yards. It's just them. They've got a game plan, and they execute it really well.
Definitely.
So Leach with the throw-in, trying to get that over to McCole. But Eastern Oregon again takes it away.
I think that was an example of what you mentioned at the beginning of the game. Is there's always, once there's one, there's another one there for the Mountaineers right away. And I know in the last game we were awfully close to where we could hear a lot of what they were saying, and I know they were screaming double, double, double as soon as the ball would come in for CFI, and it seems to be something that they've obviously worked on. It's obviously something they try to pride themselves on, because that was another situation. As soon as that ball was thrown in, ooh,
Hernandez with the centering feed that almost almost was deflected in. That was dangerous again. So we kind of expected this, although I wasn't 100% sure of what to expect from Warner Pacific. But Eastern, again, maybe a little more aggressive than they were on Sunday night, but the exact same style of play. And they're executing really well right now. And Warner Pacific, I think you're right. I think they're just going to try and weather this storm, and at some point they'll sort of start to counter and get their attack going.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up and check right now, but I believe Warner got the edge of Eastern this year in terms of the conference play. I believe it was 3-0, I think, to Warner Pacific. I'll pull it up and double check right now.
Well, and kind of like Oregon Tech has been in this tournament, even though they lost tonight, it feels like Eastern is one of those teams that is playing their best as they've hit the postseason, where some teams play better at another part of the season. Southern Oregon, for instance. Southern Oregon was expected to be playing today, and they aren't because of OIT.
Yeah, they got the best of Eastern, 3-0 in the regular season. So definitely, or they're more than capable for sure of catching Eastern here. So
well, and again, this kind of ball control we're watching right now, they will do that all game long. They pick their spots really well. There's not a lot of balls that are sent. Now that one, nobody there to get that. Just as I'm saying, they don't send a lot of balls for no reason. Oh, that was
a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, that was. Lemus wanted to play that, and it got kind of deflected away from him. Well, and part of the reason I think for as Gray trying to get around the defense of Palominos, and he can't quite do it. One of the reasons it seems like every pass has a very specific purpose, very specific person it's trying to go to, is because they stay in their positions very well. They keep the field spread. They don't bunch up a lot. And so your teammate knows exactly where you're going to be at any given time, and that's a real advantage. So Trujillo chips one in, but Rodriguez able to handle that easily.
Good touch in the space there with his head. surely thought that was out.
I did
He
too.
Really well to keep that in.
Yeah, he really did. Well, and I try not to make it soccer for dummies for an entire broadcast, but occasionally I'll throw stuff in for, sometimes family members, they don't know the game as well. They just know that their cousin or their nephew is playing out there. Soccer is one of the sports where the whole ball has to cross the whole line for it to be out or to be a goal for that matter. Now on goals, it's very seldom that comes into play, but on the sidelines, it comes into play all of the time.
Yeah. Especially in, obviously this level, we don't have the amazing fancy technology that the professionals have to where these, I'm pretty sure all the top leagues in the world now have. If it crosses the line and it's close, the referee gets a beep on their watch.
Yes.
And they know right away if it went in or not.
Yeah, in tennis now they have a video.
I don't think we have the money for that.
Yeah. No, probably not. Well, if we do have the money for that, then I want an increase in my check. But having said that, the linesmen have been fabulous. This is my third game of this tournament that I'm calling. I've watched a little bit more, and all the referees, all the officials have just been great this week. Since Sunday.
And here's something that we'll probably continue to see a lot. This long throw, especially on that far side, both sides of these field, there's much more space from the end line to the field to where they can give it more of a run up.
Oh yeah. Well, we know Eastern's got.
Yeah, there it is.
They
dangerous.
Turn throw-ins from as far as 30 yards out, or even a little more, into corner kicks.
Yeah, it's such a fantastic tool to have in your team.
So I'm curious to see if Warner Pacific has one of those as well, because it's sure fun to watch when they've got one that can heave it that far.
Yeah, because the thing with it as well is that most of the time when they do have it, it's not even scored directly from it. It's just put into such a chaotic spot that but the rebound, it flicks on, something like that. Like, it's never really like a corner where comes in and it's headed directly in. It's always, it just creates chaos, and it's not fun to defend against.
Here's a chance. Good
Yeah, that was
ball.
a good ball in.
Try to lead that for Cipriano, but Lemus was heads up on that one, got to it first. And see, there's that example. Every time you touch the ball against Eastern, you're going to have two guys on you right away.
Yep.
Well, that's one thing we're not as close tonight. We can't hear them, but we definitely heard them the other night, as you mentioned, Gavin, just every time. Double, double, double.
At least we can see the whole field this time, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're not relying on the fans to tell us what happens in the corners. We can see it all. Although I may open this other window because the glare off these windows is pretty bad. So we're going to get another good heave here to.
Yeah.
Try and double check that. I believe that's Trujillo that's taking those throw-ins.
Yeah, it's the same guy that comes over every time, so.
Yes, it is. It's Trujillo. We got some boisterous fans down below us here, and I think they're connected to Gavin. I'm not sure, but
I don't know if I'll claim them tonight, but they may or may not play for me.
Warner Pacific substitution into the match. Number 15, Brian Sanguino.
So Brian Sanguino checked in for Warner Pacific. If you didn't hear that on the PA, they're generally loud enough you pick it up on the broadcast.
Yeah.
But
good turn. See if Warner can get a good spot.
Yeah, that last little push, I was thinking kind of the same thing. Is this where they'll kind of turn the corner and sort of even things up a little bit on the attack?
Yeah, I think the more they can get on the ball and the more they can calm it down, they can definitely produce something. Because when they have gotten forward, they've put it into a dangerous spot where it's definitely something that Eastern shouldn't be taking lightly. But I think the more they get on the ball, the more of those chances they're going to create. So.
Well, and that pressure there as they're trying to get it out of the defensive end, the pressure forces lesser passes, and that gives your guys at midfield a chance to intercept those passes, and that's what just happened there.
Site is here for all of your tournament gear. Purchase official championship t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and more in a wide variety of sizes and colors. Visit their booth behind the Wheeler Field Grandstand for your souvenir from this year's championship.
And that'll be a corner. Good play. Good defense, but really Gray knew what he needed to do there. If you don't give me an opening, we'll take the corner kick.
Yeah, the initial combination they had is something that you'll see a lot of teams try to do, and it's when it comes up into that player and they drop it down a little bit, and then it goes to the next player on that third man run. That's kind of what it was there. Not necessarily with the third man, but Jari came up, laid it off. It wasn't the cleanest, but they were able to at least get it off and get it back to him. So as soon as he came, laid it off, he was turned and he was running for the other way.
So this looks to be Rodriguez teeing up the corner kick. And that one
too deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's multiple ways you can approach a corner kick. I think if it's that one and it's going that deep, most of the time a team will look to probably go that deep and they head it just straight back across, so it's almost another cross coming back the other way. So I'm not sure if that's what they drew up with that one, or if he just overhit it.
Yeah, that looked like his best option might have been try and put it to the top of the 6-yard box. And I think we got a handball, maybe?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Came up on Gray. That's one of those ones there's nothing you can do. It skips up on you and And again into my soccer for dummies role. Handballs don't have to be purposeful. They're inadvertent handball generally is still called. They will say play on in certain situations, but most handballs get whistled, and they don't have to be on purpose.
and for the more I guess descriptive side of it, it's for those that do watch constantly or watch some professional here and there. It's I don't think anybody really knows what a handball is anymore because they've fluctuated the rules so many times in terms of distance, body positioning, all that kind of stuff. It's something that it's. Sometimes it could be one, but other times it could not. I mean, it comes into play if it's involved in a goal-scoring opportunity or preventing a goal-scoring opportunity. It's just there's so many ways that a lot of times now it's just whatever the referee deems as a handball is what it'll be. There's definitely the ones where it's fairly obvious, but
so the handball for the real soccer fans and the players is sort of similar to what offsides is for the casual fan. They really don't quite understand it.
Yeah, they've made adjustments to it over the years, and it's so many adjustments to where I think it's just kind of like people have forgotten what it really is. There's a lot, not that there isn't written stuff, but a lot of gray area around it.
Good tackle there. Kept it in bounds, too. So Fox and Rincon had made a couple of good plays to try and generate that attack for the Knights, but again, this Eastern Oregon team, you won't possess it very long before you got two players on you. And see, this I like. I don't see enough of it at the high school level. Of course, they're always afraid to run into a keeper or something like that, but force those defenders, force that keeper, especially when he's having to play with his feet, force him to do it now. Don't let them have time to think about it, and I think that'll pay dividends at some point for the Knights. So Leach will take the throw in here for Warner Pacific. And I don't think that was part of the play call.
Don't think so.
That was one where
into the match, number 7, Commander Rice.
So Rice coming in, first time we're getting a look at him, and he played so well on Sunday.
I was when the starting lineups were announced, I was a little surprised he wasn't in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, coach is going to see stuff that we're not going to see, but he looked dangerous every time he got on the ball.
Yeah.
And with that pairing up front of Jari and Rice, that's.
And I wonder, he did pick up a yellow, and I mean nothing unusual about that player. There's several yellows in the games. It's not that big a deal, but maybe there was more to it that they wanted to say, hey, dial it down. We need you on the field. You don't do us any good on the bench. So we don't know. We're just speculating. But he's an intense player, and, man, the speed and skill, they got to be happy to have him back out on the turf here. Or the pitch is – I don't use that one too much. It's an English term that has been adopted by soccer fans all over the world, but it's not one that is generally in my lexicon.
It slips from me here and there. My dad's English, so I hear it a lot.
I actually once looked up the history of that term so that I kind of knew, and it really is more of an English thing, but it's been adopted by so many American fans, especially, and announcers. Yeah, see, this is something College of Idaho wasn't doing as much of. They were letting the defense of Eastern really kind of run their play and, you know, take their time.
Until that second half, so.
Yes.
Yeah, but Warner's definitely looking to put some pressure on them and not inviting them to come and have the ball as they would.
You know, and maybe that's something they saw on Sunday that College of Idaho, again, they scored their goal in the first half, but they played better in the second half.
Yeah.
And that might have been something they took away from that. Yeah, when Rice and Gray are on the field together, boy, that's a 1-2 combination that's hard to beat.
Yeah. As someone who was a defender, I don't think I'd want to see that in front of me.
No.
It's a lot of pace, and definitely both of them can cause some damage, both with their pace and just goal-scoring ability.
So we got another sub checking in. We'll let the PA help us with this. Well, maybe. Yeah, he's going to beat us.
Into the match, number 27, Mario
Jaregi. So Jaregi checking in for the Knights, and we'll get a free kick here for the Mountaineers, and a little extra warning.
Yeah, there's just a little extra stuff after the whistle was blown there a bit. Nothing too crazy. I think that's why the referee hasn't reached for his pocket for any reason.
And as they like to do from that spot on the field, Eastern Oregon does not boot a lot of those. They will play ball control, but again, that attacking and not letting them get comfortable back there, I think is a good strategy. We'll see if it pays off for Warner Pacific. So Trujillo, to no one's surprise, will take the throw in.
And this is what we talk about, where it's just kind of, and as long as, I mean, you're probably looking at anywhere from the 35 down. It's probably going to be a long throw into the box.
Well, not only can he heave it, but his form is so good. It's one of my little pet peeves about doing high school soccer is they allow some of the ugliest looking throw-ins you'll ever see. I'm like, when I played youth soccer, I would have never gotten away with any of those throw-ins.
Yeah.
So when I see a guy with really good form, it makes me smile a little bit.
Yeah. Because they're being so obnoxious, I'll throw one of my players under the bus or down here. One of them down here, I won't say his name. His form is terrible. Love the kid, but my goodness.
You know, I will say is, despite the style that these two teams play, really that one little dust up over here just a little bit ago is the only one we've seen so far, and that was much different than we saw the other night.
Yeah.
Both of our games they got chippy early and they stayed that way.
Yeah. And I think that's where the added little rivalry piece that we talked about was both of the games that we had yesterday were travel partners in terms of, so, you know, geographically the closest. That's a good ball.
Oh.
It's a great headed clearance.
Yeah.
When you're running back towards your goal like that, to head it out like that is very well done.
Yeah, I can't see if that was Sanguino or if that was Canella, but either way, beautiful defensive header there to get that out of trouble, because that was a nice cross.
Yeah, but I think the way the Warner's set up is forcing Eastern to have to play a little more direct. I think they've probably played it longer.
Number 2, Jose Vargas Robles.
They probably played it longer in the air more frequently in this half than they probably did the entire game the last time we saw them, until it got towards that last about 15 minutes and they're looking to get the equalizer and eventually the winner. But I think because Warner is stepping into it a little more and applying that pressure, it's forcing them to have to look long a couple more times.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to get that. Not quite, almost. Good hustle there by Leach, but just ran out of room. And you're right, these throw-ins, there's so much more room on this field that, yeah, they can pretty much do what they need to do.
Yeah. So even this one, like, it'll be, I mean, he's right even with 30-yard line right now. It goes short here, but all the players started to drift towards the 18-yard box anyway, so obviously he can do it.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this in one of the games on Sunday. At this level, your keeper has to be a player.
Yeah.
Because you see how many times they will kick that back to them, and of course they can't pick that up, so they have to play it with their feet. And I've seen it so many times in high school games where a kick back to the keeper and the keeper mishandles it and it turns into a quick goal.
Yep.
And so at this level, these guys have to be, they've got to be players as well as good keepers.
It's a good opportunity for Warner Pacific to get one here.
Yeah, Prieto, I like the sportsmanship there. Ref had something to say to him, and he gave him a pat, said, yeah, I got you, ref. So it looks like it's going to be Jimenez, although he could peel off. Over there, also over there is Leach.
Yeah, this high line from Eastern is going to make it difficult to, the time you run, stay on side and get something clean on it.
So it is going to be Leach.
Ooh.
And
yeah, makes it difficult. When a team sets up with that high line there, it makes it difficult to time it to where you can get it into the space behind them with your players on side, but also away from the goalkeeper.
Oh, nifty move from Bravo. Bravo for Bravo. That was beautiful. I won't use that one again. I promise. I promise.
There's Rice.
And
Reynolds. Oh,
he kept they're going to say he didn't keep that in. His feet were out, but the ball I thought maybe was still in. But
I think that's one thing when we talked about a little bit of the out with this sport. It's unlike basketball where you can jump with the ball over the line and throw it back in.
Yeah,
the line basically just goes straight up. So he mustn't feet. Maybe his body was just a little bit behind the line. So I don't know.
And the linesman again, they've got the good look. He was right there on that corner already, looking down that line. So given the benefit, I hope he made the right call. But I bet you Warner will be a little upset if maybe Eastern get one here because of what they thought was the ball not out. Yeah. So shout out to our cameraman, Rodriguez taking this kick. Oh,
it's put into a really dangerous spot, but it almost looks like they mistimed their runs and everything because I think he put it right into the 6, but there was nobody there.
Yeah, it was over the top of 2 defenders that couldn't reach it, but nobody there to collect it. And of course, heading all the way across the field, Trujillo.
Yep.
Good header. That was Fox with the header. And we're going to stop the clock here. And I got to give a shout out to the people running this tournament. They handed me some rosters when I arrived. They've got pronunciation guides. I'll still mess up some names, but that one in particular, Abraham Fox, if I saw that name, it would be Fuchs or Fuchs.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's Fox. And so I really appreciate having that. We have a few high school teams that'll do that on their rosters, but most of them do not. And you get to a tournament like I did volleyball last weekend, and you've got hundreds of names that you're seeing for the first time. And it's very much appreciated the way they've run the tournament this weekend or this week. Trujillo trying to find Rice.
Ooh. Almost fell in his favor.
Yeah, it did. And that'll scoot out of bounds. And we're going to stop it as an extra ball on the field. Still got time if you want to head down tonight, if you're a local and want to come check it out, or you can come on Thursday, a couple of championship games. The women's and the men's will be on Thursday. And when you get here, Print on Site is here for all of your tournament gear. Purchase official championship t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and other items. Print on Site has a wide variety of sizes and colors and will be here throughout the tournament.
Would have been a great ball if he pulled that off.
Yeah,
but I don't think he got enough of that kind of side spin that he was looking for with that half volley, but wasn't far off.
Well, we talked about the keepers. It's clear that Lemus is comfortable handling the ball with his feet because sometimes he'll prefer that. He'll never pick it up when he can.
Yeah.
A little more discussion from the ref before that free kick, but nothing too serious. Had a pretty clean first half. I don't even have to pick up the number. I can tell it's Rice. He's got unique style. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Just you can pick up his movement. His body movement is easy to pick up.
Oh, that's a late challenge. Yep. I don't think he could have went quicker to his pocket. Yeah, Booking and a Stern talking to.
So just as I was giving him credit for a clean half, we get our first yellow card.
Yeah, that one was really late.
Yeah, it was. It definitely
A yellow
was.
card has been issued to Eastern Oregon's number 9, Marcos Bravo.
So Bravo picks up the yellow.
Eastern Oregon substitution into the match, number 3, Kyle Prusha.
Kyle Prusha checks in for Eastern Oregon. Boy, Fox with some good wheels down there trying to get to that, but he loses out a little at the end of it. As we'll get the goal kick here. Just a reminder, as we get near the end of each of the halves, our clock is not official. We try and keep it as closely tied to the stadium clock, but they are not in perfect sync. So play continues for an extra second or two at the end of a half.
Yeah, looking at just about to hit the minute mark.
We're pretty close. Ours actually a little ahead at the moment. So
late corner here.
Yeah, this is good.
Nothing better for a team if you can get one right before the half when it's been this kind of a stalemate.
So Hernandez had it, but he's going to drop it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez will take the corner kick. So big chance here. Mountaineers trying to get on the board before we run out of time. Set goes deep again. That header. And they second chances in.
Goal.
And Eastern Oregon will
just what you need before half.
Take the 1-0 lead. What a huge momentum, just as you said, Gavin, to take into the locker room at halftime.
And that one looked a lot more like what I mentioned in their last corner kick was it went deep again, but this one went right back into the dangerous spot. So it must be what they're looking for is to get it deep and get that second ball that comes right back in and gets everybody shifted spots a little more.
There's another look. The header got it out in front. It was off the keeper and then put back home.
Yeah.
And again, I was busy doing everything else. I didn't give credit to who the goal was, but we'll have that for you.
They'll announce it here in a second, unless they just did.
I think he did, and I missed it. That's
missed it.
And we have 11 seconds left. Our clock will be off the rest of the way, but that's a huge goal.
Yeah, right before the half like that, and a game this, I mean, it changes everything, and I think you have to give credit to Eastern. They've worked for that goal in this first half. So.
Yeah, they've put on the bulk of the pressure has been put on by Eastern Oregon, and we kind of expected that. And this game so far turning out the way I would have thought. But again, I'm still waiting for Warner Pacific to kind of turn it on, because we know they can score. You said they won the last matchup 3-0.
Yeah, they definitely can, and I wonder if they'll switch anything or a matter of how they play. But I think the biggest thing is just needed to get on the ball. Once they can get on the ball, they definitely have the players that can do it. So I think they just need to find the ball a little bit more and then look to create some chances.
Yep, so that's how things will be here at the half. Let's do a little bit of the work we need to do here. We would like to thank our CCC corporate partners, Under Armour, Court Sports, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Alaska Air, and Herf Jones. Thank you for the support of the Cascade Conference. And if you're coming to any more of the games, you can still get here tonight. If you want to catch the second half, get on down here if you're local. If you're listening from Iowa or Texas or whatever, you probably won't be able to do that. But if you are, we want you to check out the concession area. Lots of food and beverages available for you if you come on out. And, of course, Thursday, a couple of championship games, so you still got a chance to get here for some of this great Cascade Conference action. We're going to take a break, and we'll take a look. Later in the halftime, we will be looking at some of the halftime stats. But for now, some words from our sponsors.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings, the big expansions, and the celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there. The late nights, cold pizza, the glamorous travel, the juggling acts. We are in for all of it, all of us. It's tough for sure, but less tough when you have the right people by your side, like Kayla from Kansas City, or Brian from Boise. He's great too. And thousands of other bankers around the country. Because your glory is our glory. If it's important to you, it's important to us. And all the cold pizza will be worth it to get us farther than we ever thought we could go, to be better than any of us could ever be alone, proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us.
Welcome back to Wheeler Field here at Lithia and Driveway Fields and the Cascade Conference Championships here on Table Rock Sports and on our YouTube channel. We're happy to have you along. We've had a great game so far. Eastern Oregon with the bulk of the chances in the first half, and they finally got one to pay off with a corner kick goal. We're trying to get confirmed who will be credited with that goal. We think it's Daniel Croft, but we've got that replay. Let's take one more look at that. Coming off this corner kick. And the header. And looks, well,
there was a lot of players celebrating.
That could have been Hernandez as well. So
yeah.
It could have been 17. We're going to get the official scorekeeper's goal on that. We'll also get some stats from the scorekeepers. We'll have that a little bit later here in the halftime, but we wanted to get another look at that beautiful goal with about 11 seconds left in the half, and Eastern Oregon grabbing the momentum. They had the momentum, but they really put the mark on it there at the end of the half, and they lead 1-0 on our scoreboard. And if you would like to follow the Cascade Conference and all of the conference athletics, you can go to www.cascadeconference.org. You can also find them on Facebook and on X. 21 universities, 3,000 student athletes, and 16 championships. This is the Cascade Collegiate Conference. And we're going to take another break. We'll come back with more from Wheeler Field after this.
All right, let's go, guys. 15 minutes. Get your stuff.
Bye, Mom.
Have a good day, guys. I don't know what happened.
Just next time, go a little slower and figure it out.
Okay, I get it. What you're going to do is you're going to take the line.
Life is busy. Juggling everything can be overwhelming. We've all been there. So consumed with our own lives that we sometimes forget about what someone else might be going through.
Ref, come on! No, ref! There's no contact! I'm straight up! That is a terrible
So
goal.
keep it in perspective, because we're all hoping for the same thing, to be respected for who we are and what we do. Remember, no ref, no game. You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your
Welcome back to the Cascade Conference semifinals. It's the nightcap, the last of our 4 semifinals, 2 for the women, 2 for the men. And we're halfway through this one. Warner Pacific now trailing Eastern Oregon 1-0 after a late corner kick goal, or goal scored off of the corner kick on a deflection, giving Eastern Oregon the 1-0 lead. The 2024 men's soccer all-conference team was announced last Saturday. Winners can be found on the conference webpage at cascadeconference.org. The awards include Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year, and all-conference first and second team, as well as honorable mention performers. So you'll want to check that out at cascadeconference.org. And lots of other great information there, all related to not only soccer, but all the sports played in the Cascade Conference. We're going to step aside and come back with more right after this.
Is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Let the journey be your destination in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
We're losing a lot of referees and umpires because of the abuse toward them. We get way too many people who feel they can officiate much better from the stands.
Getting parents to realize that they need to engage their kids in sports in a positive way, and that's teaching them to have fun with the sport, and then the competitive side follows. And then with the referees, and maybe letting the referees ref and the coaches coach and the parents parent.
Know your role. Visit SouthernOregonSports.com to learn more.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings, the big expansions, and the celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there. The late nights, cold pizza, the glamorous travel, the juggling acts. We are in for all of it, all of us. It's tough for sure, but less tough when you have the right people by your side, like Kayla from Kansas City, or Brian from Boise. He's great too. And thousands of other bankers around the country. Because your glory is our glory. If it's important to you, it's important to us. And all the cold pizza will be worth it to get us farther than we ever thought we could go, to be better than any of us could ever be alone, proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us.
Welcome back to the Cascade Conference Tournament semifinals for the men. The final one of the day, 1-0 Eastern Oregon on the goal from Abner Hernandez. And the assist, so we were trying to get the proper number. It was Croft, number 10, who got the assist. And Hernandez gets the goal for Eastern Oregon. They lead 1-0. Eastern Oregon totaled 6 shots in the first half. Warner Pacific with just 1. And both keepers were credited with a save and 1 goal against, obviously, for No Rodriguez. Taking a look at the corner kicks. 3-1 in favor of Eastern Oregon. And the fouls pretty even, 6-5. 6 for Eastern, 5 for Warner Pacific. So the team's starting to make their way back out on the field. We'll take a quick break, come back with the second half kickoff right after this. Welcome back to Wheeler Field in the Cascade Conference Championships on TableRockSports.net. We head to the second half, and I'm going to go to my expert next to me. I am Jeff Smith. He is Gavin Wilmot. Mikhail Weish up above us behind the lens. But, Gavin, what are we going to see in this second half? How is Warner Pacific going to deal with what they dealt with in that first half?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that they need to start to handle, like we kind of talked about towards the end, was just getting on the ball and being able to handle the press that Eastern Oregon's got set up in terms of getting it, because they're not getting on much of the ball, and I think they're a good team when they get on the ball. So I think if hopefully there's some adjustments were made in the first half at the halftime, and they can find a way to deal with the pressure that Eastern Oregon is applying when it goes anywhere near their defensive line for Warner Pacific, and can start to find those outlets and create something going forward.
So second half underway, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised we see a little bit of a similar thing that we saw with College of Idaho. They're going to have to be a little more direct, a little more aggressive. They were attacking the defense, which I like, but as of yet it hadn't paid off for them. So they've really got to get some more balls headed toward Lemus, and good things can happen when you get the ball in the box, and they need more of that.
Yep.
Of course, it's easy for me to say up here, 100 feet above the field, but
that's a good ball in behind.
That's a beautiful pass. They're going to leave that for Vargas Robles.
It's a better start to the half for Warner Pacific here, getting on the ball quite a lot, and they're having it in this dangerous position over here on our right.
Yeah, if they could get the equalizer early, that would go a long way to make this an easier or a less stressful game for the Knights. Referee was right there to see that.
A couple of shouts, but I don't think he was having much of it.
Well, our clock never started, so we'll fix that. Still early. We're lots of time left, I promise. Now we get a stoppage here. I think we've got an injury behind the play.
Leach, right?
Yeah, Brendan Leach. Yeah, computers do lots of great things, but touch pads have always been my enemy, and so that clock never started, but now we got it fixed since we had this stoppage. Hopefully Leach going to be okay. A little hobbled as he heads to the bench, but
yeah, I think it might have just taken a knock in that last challenge they had down there on the edge of the 18 when they were looking to get forward.
It's soccer, so we're used to seeing guys limping off and coming right back a couple minutes later.
Yeah.
Shin guards can only do so much.
Well, if you see the size of shin guards now, they ain't going to do much.
They don't do much at all. No, I agree. We used to have these huge pull-on monstrosities when I was a kid, and those things were awful.
Go around your ankle and everything, yeah.
When I was so little that they were always all, rubbing on my knee, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think now I see some of these kids, you're lucky if their shin guard's over 2 inches.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've seen them pop out on the field several times, and there's not much to them.
Yeah.
Well, I also had those reversible jerseys, youth soccer. At my first year I played, my jersey went down past my knees.
Positive start here from Warner.
Yeah, this is really a couple of good looks on this near side. Yep. And that's going to be a goal kick. That was close. So the defense makes a good recovery as Olandon was there trying to make something happen on that right side. Good job controlling that there by, who was that? Get that number. That was 10, so that was Croft who got the assist on the goal. Here's another chance. Oh, just wide. Saved. Did he get a piece of that?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he got his hand to it.
Yeah, they're calling corner kick, so he got a piece of that. So Rodriguez being tested down there, and he comes up on that one. Now, I said we can see the corner, but I have to hang out the window to see this corner. So we're going to count on Mikhail up there, up on the roof, freezing to death, getting us these good shots. He can't hear me, so he doesn't know that I'm praising him. So when I'm ringing him out after the game, he'll have no idea that I was so nice to him on the broadcast. So another corner as it just switches sides here. So another chance for Eastern. Warner Pacific does not want to give up one here. They want to keep this 1-0, and they've been playing much better offensively to start the half. You don't want to put yourself down another goal. Oh, good defensive play. That left foot shot had that short post lined up.
Yeah, third corner in a row.
Yeah. And that one a little easier play for Rodriguez is
catch and practice.
Good takeaway there by Hernandez. Of course, Hernandez has the lone goal so far.
Yeah, starting to find a little more space down this right side, and all their chances that Warner's created in the second half has come from this area.
Yeah, well, Landon has definitely had a few runs up the sideline, and can you get a sub coming in?
Is that Leach back in?
I think it is,
Northern
yeah.
Pacific substitution, returning, number 7, Brendan Leach.
Yep. Good call, Gavin. I'm sure the bright orange shoes didn't help. And that throw-in will go to the Mountaineers. Yeah, I think that was... Yeah, that was Croft again playing the defense down there. Number 10 for the Mountaineers with the headband. They'll just take the quick throw in.
I think the importance of that goal right before the half is starting to show a little more now. Warner's kind of mostly been playing in this right side over here. Besides those 3 corners that Eastern had in succession, it seems to be back to Warner Pacific's feet every time.
Yeah, it's not desperation, but it's definitely a little tick up in the intensity and execution. They're executing their game plan a little better, I think. And I think they're doing a better job of taking away some of the passing lanes that they were giving up in that first half. They were allowing Eastern Oregon to play a little too cleanly, and now they're starting to kind of disrupt that. Good defensive poke away by Rincon.
It's a well-timed challenge.
Yeah, it was. So the free kick here. Well, that contrast in the way these two keepers will play the ball, it's interesting to me because Lemus has a lot of confidence in his abilities. He'll come out quite a bit farther than you would expect at times, and it's just because he's very comfortable handling the ball.
Giving away in a dangerous area there.
Yeah, he's going to get tested here. That one will go wide, and
yeah, got away with one there.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there on the face of O'Landon as he knew he had an opportunity and knocked it just wide with the left. Wow, and that's all it takes in a game like this. One bad turnover can turn into instant offense, and it almost did there. Oh, beautifully played.
Yeah, it's a good knockdown.
Knew right where his teammate was. He's going to get it back for his
Backside,
trouble. Oh, right on the foot.
Oh, well done.
They still have it. Finally, the defense takes it away. But, man, big credit to Kyle Prush on that. He made that knockdown. He knew right where his teammate was. He got it back, popped it right into the box.
And that's the type of ball where if a team is pressing you like that, and if you can find that outlet, not only are you breaking a couple of lines in terms of getting forward, but it might start to make the team lay off just a little bit, because if you start to find that outlet every time, then they're going to start to cheat back and not let you do that. So it might give you a little more freedom to kind of progress forward. So.
Well, and I've seen that from teams that, they'll play an entire half where they'll send it down the sidelines and kind of dump and chase on the sideline and then look for that cross. And then in the second half, because they've just been pulling them over, they start using the middle a lot more, and it becomes effective because they're leaning so hard on those wings that they forget you got to plug that middle up too.
Yep.
Warner Pacific substitution. Into the match, number 25, Antonio Cipriano.
Cipriano checks back in for Warner Pacific. Yeah, you want to know how on top of it these guys are running this tournament. When I mentioned that our clock never started on our stream here, just as I finished fixing it, they were coming over to tell me, hey, your clock didn't start. He looked down, saw me fixing it, and he just nodded. I knew exactly what he came over for. These guys are on it. They've been really great. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this. That one just slipped past, trying to get that over to Cipriano, but Alvarez buying himself some time here. Now Croft has it taken away on the double team. Oh.
Almost got that touch by him.
Yeah, he did. Got to credit that defender there to disrupt that just enough. And here comes Warner again up this near side, this right side.
Hey.
We're not going to get away with that. The referee right there.
Just held his hand a little bit.
He was being fended off, so he just said, well, okay, if you're going to put the hand on me, I'm going to use it. And the ref said, I don't think so. Well, and what's funny is a lot of that kind of stuff can go on behind the play that, you don't ever see. And both players, no chippiness there. They know it's just part of the game. It's gonna go the other way in a few minutes here. You look for whatever advantage you can take. Good stop and pop there from Vargas Robles. Another good pass to try and set up that lefty shot. It's still loose. Oh. They punch it in. Is this going to count?
Yeah.
I think it is. It is. And the equalizer is scored. I wasn't sure if that was out of the keeper's hands, but
it was hard to tell, but definitely a goal in it. And I was just about to say right before the play finished was a little more what I expected from Warner in terms of the technical skill they have to break down a team, and that definitely showed through there.
So let's take a look. Here's the initial shot. And no, it was on the ground. He had rolled over. Let's see if I can slow this down.
The assist to number 14, Shannon.
Sorry, lost my grip. So yeah, see I think his back is to it. He's reaching for it, but I don't think he has it there. And so, and our clock probably still running. That's usually how goals go.
And number 17, Abner Hernandez.
We'll get synced up again, and we're good. So 1-1. Did we have a offsides? I saw the flag up, but I didn't see what it was for.
He put it up, but he shook it a little bit when he put it up. So I think it was a foul on the Eastern player.
Okay.
But immediately the response right back down the other way for Eastern.
Yeah, the minute I look down at something, that's when I miss a call. So now I believe, and again we'll have to double check. Yeah, I'm going to double check. I'm not going to speculate here.
That was.
We heard that all the way up here.
Comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, that. So I'm going to double check, but I think it was Cipriano with the goal, 20-25.
I think it was. He was running, celebrating with the ball in his shirt.
Yeah,
so.
he put the ball in his shirt, and yeah. So Cipriano with the equalizer. We're tied at 1.
And they continue to look for this right side, and that's where they've had their chances, and that's where the goal originally came from. So
yeah. No, this has definitely been, which helps us because it's right in front of us here. We're getting some good looks at, and a takeaway there. This is a good chance.
Oh, it's a good block. He made good contact with that, so it's good that the block was there. Yeah, Warner's kicked it up a notch the second half.
As we kind of expected, that was Jacob Russell, the defender that took one for the team on that block, because those do not feel good, especially in this cold tonight.
Yeah. That's a good little ball in.
Ooh, and they're gonna call that one on Gray for Eastern.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I think I just don't whistle that at all. I think we play on that.
And they both went up and both kind of took a little stumble. So
yeah. And that one,
and I know
out of the park.
Experience, that ball will be hard to find.
Yeah.
As soon as it bounces across that road over there, it takes a little steep, and especially the darkness over there, that might be one that somebody finds tomorrow.
Yes, on the fields we played on Sunday, not too hard to find balls that leave the premises, but on the backside of this field, you can see those cars going by. If it gets past those cars, you may not find it, and you won't find it in this dark, most likely. But yeah, Warner. And he, you know, Lemos loves to do that.
Yeah, he's confident with his feet.
He really is, but
that one was a little too close.
You might be playing with
too close
fire.
to comfort. Yeah.
Cipriano was on a dead run, and he was determined to get to that.
It's definitely been a big, but definitely a momentum shift here for Warner's favor. A little bit before the goal, and the goal has definitely helped that.
Yeah, it's definitely even another notch, and that's going to be.
That one will be a foul.
That was an easier call. Even I was able to make that. Sandoval whistled for the push.
Yeah.
Well, and this one, we talked about right after I said it, the yellow card came out, but we talked about how it hasn't gotten super chippy, but I don't think that's going to last too much longer. This game's got too much riding on it.
Too much at stake for this one to stay calm for the most part. There they are down this right side again. I feel like for Eastern, once they keep getting it, it's been...
Yeah, Vargas Robles has been really good on that wing, and they just keep feeding him over there.
Still there, but that flick from the defender was vital.
Yeah.
It's another great ball in. Well defended. So the offside flag was up.
I got it. So stretching things out, that's Gabriel Rincon. And they're going to tend to him a little bit. So we'll take this opportunity to Unpack, unwind, and enjoy the luxurious tropical feel of the Compass Hotel. This resort-style, family-friendly property offers a relaxing Italian island vibe. It's close enough. Amidst the rolling hills of the Pacific Northwest. Hungry or thirsty? Grab a bite and a drink from the 5 o'clock somewhere bar and grill directly on site. Whatever your vacation needs are, you'll be well taken care of at the Compass Hotel. Book your stay now. And we may be in the booth. It's a little more comfortable in here, but it's still cold and my tongue is still not working. Patriot Electric is a family-owned business that has been powering up Southern Oregon for close to 20 years. We are a core group of licensed electricians with the resources and capabilities to complete any job, regardless of size, in both the residential and commercial fields. Our goal is to provide safe, effective, clean, and beautiful electrical and lighting projects, ensuring quality you can see. So we're not quite halfway through this second half. And Warner Pacific looking much like Eastern did in the first half. They're dominating the play right now. They got the equalizer. And as Gavin's been mentioning, this near side has just been their go-to. And why not? They're getting some really good pressure on. Here they are, right back on this side. So I got to give a quick shout out. Probably 98% of Oregon high school fans will not be happy for me saying this, but a shout out to the Jesuit girls who made the final. Most of the other high schools can't stand Jesuit, but but I have two cousins on that team, so shout out to them for getting to the final. They're going to take on Grant in the championship coming up on Saturday. Not going to mention the rest of the games, but got to give a shout out to my cousins. A couple of sisters, a senior and a freshman, both on that varsity team. So now Eastern trying to put some pressure back on. They've had a few trips down there, but it's been more of the Knights in the second half. And this will be a free kick for the Knights. Well, and again, Gray out there, but I have not seen Rice. Have you seen him in the second half? I haven't seen him.
Not yet.
He was such a spark plug in that quarterfinal matchup. But again, we don't know. Could be, he may be hurting a little too. We don't know if he's nursing an injury or what, but we're a little surprised at his limited playing time. Oh, and that one's good defensive recovery. That was headed for the net.
Yep. That's a fantastic stop from a defender's perspective. That's just as good as a goal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that was 15, Rene Prieto, who saved a go-ahead goal right there.
On its way in.
And again, that Lemus likes to take chances, and sometimes they pay off and sometimes they don't, and that one almost didn't.
He backed into him for sure, but not like a tuck under kind of back in.
No, because we've seen a couple of those that are pretty obvious.
Yeah. Everything seems to be falling Warner's way right now.
Yeah, it's definitely, this is very similar to what we saw with College of Idaho. That just a complete change, although it didn't pay off for College of Idaho. It
took a touch into space.
Yeah, Gray with a beautiful one. And
great recovery.
Yeah, good recovery from Ruelas Gonzalez. And now we're going to stop it. And Gray said something because he wasn't going to pull the card out, and then he did. So Gray's going to pick up the yellow card.
A yellow card has been issued to Eastern Oregon's number 20, Jari Gray.
I believe that's only our third card of the night, so really not too bad for such a high-intensity, very important game, trying to get your the second automatic bid out of the Cascade Conference into the NAIAs, right?
Yep, the NAIA national tournament. So winner will head to a regional site. I'm not sure what they are, if they've decided them yet. Usually the first two games are at a school-hosted site, and then they have the final site somewhere. And I believe, I don't know if it's the same for the boys, but I believe the girls, when they were looking at it earlier, because it was the same situation for the second game for the girls this morning. I believe theirs was in Kansas, but I don't think the boys are at the same location. I could be wrong.
So free kick chance here for the Mountaineers, and good hustle, but he can't quite keep that one in. Tie. I believe we had another game today decided on the golden goal.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling like that's where this one's going, but anything's possible.
I think it's the same feeling as the last Eastern game we had. I don't see this one going into extra time.
Well, and I was asked before the game who I thought would win this, and I didn't see enough of Warner Pacific to make a really good guess, but I had kind of leaned toward Eastern, and as good as Warner Pacific is playing in this half, they got the equalizer, they're putting a lot of pressure on. I'm not counting the Mountaineers out. I've already seen what they can do. Another good feed to the middle.
Yeah.
And yeah, they waited, and finally Varela said, nah, I can't let that go back to my keeper. He's going to get beat. Wasn't quite going to get into the box soon enough, and Better to make the smart play than the dangerous play. But, of course, we know the throw-in is coming.
I was just going to say, you'd hope if you were clearing it, though, you may be clearing it a little farther up the field because this is definitely still going to come right back into your 18 here. That's the flick on that you usually look for with us.
Oh, one hand as he fended off the attacker. What a beautiful play by Rodriguez in the net.
Picked up the foul. He did well to hold on to it, even though he did get the foul.
Yeah, he got the call, but boy, he had to use. He was fending off the attacker, and he just grabbed that like a wide receiver, one-handed catch.
Yeah. Well done on him. It was in a well-executed long throw in terms of, like we talked about in the first half, usually you're looking for some sort of flick on or some sort of knockdown with a long throw, and it's not usually a header straight on goal right away. So I think it was great that it was able to flick it on well.
Well, and again, just having Trujillo, on your side to take those throws, it's just a little added advantage. Now, I think in Sunday's game, Eastern Oregon had the better corner kicks all night against College of Idaho. I think they've been pretty equal here tonight. That first half, they got more of them, but Warner Pacific sets those corner kicks up pretty well.
Still got the ball at his feet.
Yeah. Oh, there was an opening there.
Oh. That looks like a foul, yeah. A couple bodies down.
Yeah, I think people get sometimes frustrated watching soccer saying, he dove on that. Well, he probably did a little bit, but that doesn't mean there wasn't a foul. That just means he's trying to get some more attention to that foul.
Yeah, and there's definitely a fine line with some that are on the dramatic side.
Yes.
And then some that are, it's part of the game. I mean, in terms of, like this is a situation where it's in a good spot to get a free kick in and put some danger onto it with, just over 13 minutes left to cause a little bit of chaos in front of the goal there. So, yeah, nobody wants to see a true dramatic dive, but when it's something to help you, I mean, I've always, some of the players I've coached have, like, especially once you enter the 18-yard box, if you're getting with the ball at your feet and you're getting around and you're getting hacked at left and right and you don't feel that you're really going to get anything out of the situation, then sometimes you might just need to hit the ground.
Oh, maybe 6 inches more height on that, and that is a huge chance right there. That was a pretty well played ball there. And they will get the corner kick here. Got some Eastern Oregon fans revving it up. I think my partner might know a few of them. Oh, over the top of everyone with the header, and then
I think they called on the initial one when he was climbed up like that, but yeah.
Kind of like the effort, even if he got whistled.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He got up well. I'm not sure how much. From our angle, we couldn't really tell if he had his hands all on his shoulder or anything. Maybe used the other player to propel himself up. So if he did, then yeah, that's a foul. But
Eastern Oregon substitution into the match, number 6, Pablo Cardenas Sanchez. Into the game for Warner Pacific, number 9, Abe Fox.
Great outlet ball.
Yeah, that was
I'm not sure if he was trying to pass that on the first time or if he was trying to bring it down, but we were able to recollect it.
So definitely Eastern Oregon starting to shift the play back down to their offensive end the last several minutes
open
here.
Up a little more, yeah. Kind of weathered. I mean, didn't fully weather the storm because obviously it's, we're knotted at 1 now, but weathered the storm for the most part. It seems to, be back in the game a bit more. The Mountaineers are.
That ball got up in the air, and the two players closest to it, neither one of them knew where it was. Much better defense on that cross-field pass than we were seeing on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Palominos was right there to check Gray and make sure he couldn't turn the corner with it. Yeah, that header had a chance.
Yeah, bounced right in the 6.
Yeah, didn't quite get as much direction on that as he probably would have liked, so gave Rodriguez time to get over and collect it. Oh, that was close. Down to our last 10 minutes. And as they say, nothing decided here at Wheeler Field in the Cascade Conference Championships. Now that'll be sent back toward midfield. Precision Electric is a full-service electrical contractor that has been serving Southern Oregon for over 4 decades. Precision's client-centric team includes designers, engineers, estimators, and administrators ready to respond to any issues or emergencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Chance here, and we're going to stop the clock at 9:18. And a card to the bench.
Yeah. It looked like he. I don't know my glasses. I can't see that far.
To the Eastern Oregon bench.
It looked like he had walked past the head coach there, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to see where he was directing that, but hard to tell.
It's like maybe
and now we're
cramping down there.
Yeah, going to get a trainer out. So we'll let you know that from humble beginnings as a small trash hauler in 1938, the road disposal and recycling of today is more than 150 hardworking and dedicated employees strong. We're a leader in curbside trash, recycling, and yard debris pickup services, and we're dedicated to a broad range of school and community-based programs, all designed to add to the amazing quality of life for the people we serve and the community we call home.
As we get towards the end here, still feel there might be something in it, but maybe we're in for our first shootout of the tournament, right? Not that neither.
I thought we were friends, Gavin.
Not that either Knight or Mountaineer fans want to hear that, but maybe we might get our first one here tonight.
Okay, well the whistle blew and I started my clock. Stadium clock hasn't started, so we'll catch up with them here. I'm gonna stand by my earlier statement. These two teams have shown too much explosiveness. Somebody's going to score.
I still feel the same way. There's that neutral, well, fully neutral in this game, but there's that little part of me that's like, maybe a little excitement, right?
Might as well end the run.
Challenges are starting to come in heavy and often now in these last ones. I mean.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of coast-to-coast action this last 10 minutes. Well, now we're down to a little over 8 minutes. We need to move the booth a little higher up. We're taking some grief up here. These fans are brutal.
Good ball. See if we can get some numbers in the box. Only just one in there now. Turns well. Ooh. It's a dangerous spot to try to get a tackle there.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of some half-hearted claims for a foul there.
Yeah, that looked like one of those ones where you're leaning on a guy and he just evacuates and lets you fall.
Warner Pacific substitution into the match, number 15, Brian Sanguino.
My apologies. The clock stoppage for substitutions comes earlier in the college game than it does in the high school game. High school starts doing it in about the last 3 minutes. They don't do it anywhere near to this 7-minute mark.
Eastern Oregon substitution into the match, number 19, Edgar Romero
Perez into the game for Eastern Oregon.
That was another one.
Feels like a lot of the calls going the way of Warner Pacific in these last, I don't know, probably the last 8 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not the best at looking at lines, but that doesn't look like 10 yards to me.
No. With that football field there, it's easier, a little easier.
Yeah.
And good play there coming out aggressively was Lemus. This has become the go-to here for Eastern Oregon.
And it gets it out, and imagine this will come right into the box.
Keep trying to get that to Alvarez on the wing, and
Eastern Oregon substitution into the match, number 7, Brendan Leach.
oh, good clear. That looked like Calderon Torres, I believe, but it's a right back. Oh,
that
good.
was not far away from his foot.
No, it was not. Prieto again was just about a stride away from collecting that one. Last 5 minutes of regulation. This one's been a beauty, Gavin. Just the momentum shifts and just some excellent play that we've gotten to see tonight. And this one going to be a free kick for the Mountaineers. Rodriguez chips one in.
Ooh.
Pretty confident taking that lefty shot from out there, but not a terrible look. Cardenas Sanchez, I do believe, number 6.
Number 20, Johnny Gray.
So one of our games Sunday went into overtime, only made it into the first overtime before it ended, but this one, we're not there yet, but we're getting closer.
Oh, it's acrobatic. I don't think he got his first touch up high enough for him to really generate some power on that.
Nice.
Good bit of play.
Yeah, that was, well, and that was Rice out there. We hadn't seen him. He's out there now.
Yeah. This probably get played in pretty quickly here.
He gets the head on that. Had Rice and Gray both right there. My partner's got his own fan club here today. It's pretty impressive. So Knights with the throw in here. We're down just over a minute and a half.
Coming down to the wire here. Oh, that's a poor giveaway in a situation. Trying to present a counterattack for Warner Pacific here.
I know Landon trying to get around 2 defenders, and little contact there, but
yeah, it looked like one of those situations where a defender says, you know, the ball's going to get by me, but you are not.
Yes.
And usually it results in a foul, but that one didn't.
One minute remaining in regulation.
And that's going to go against the Mountaineers.
They're stopping. Yeah.
52 seconds.
Yeah. For Warner Pacific here, I think the time you have left, you just got to get the bodies forward.
Oh, not
that.
Didn't want to turn that over like that.
Yeah. Oh, this will be thrown in.
Yeah, this is looking eerily like that corner kick to end the first half.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, there's 25 seconds left. Yeah, this is. Bodies are definitely. There's not a single light blue jersey anywhere besides just off the edge of the 18-yard box here. This will truly be a last-minute, last-second goal if this goes in here.
7.
They handle the first one well.
5, 4,
and the pressure. Oh.
2, 1, 0.
And that will do it for regulation.
Exciting end there.
1-1, and yeah, that was really feeling a bit like the end of that first half. It was, and we've seen it more than once from that Eastern Oregon team, their ability to score on those kinds of plays. And so the Knights dodge a last-minute bullet there, and we will send this one to overtime.
Yep.
Overtime, 2 10-minute periods.
Golden goal.
However, it's golden goal, so first goal wins it, and the winner of this game not only moves on to the championship final on Thursday, but they also get the second automatic bid into the NAIA National Tournament. And so this is a hugely important game because they don't have to win on Thursday because Carroll advanced to the championship game. They've already got one of the automatic bids. So whoever plays against Carroll is going to get the other automatic bid, and that means it's going to be one of these two teams. So
yeah, then I mean that'll take nothing away from the final in terms of the way it is. I mean, yes, you secure the bid if you get the win here today, but both teams will still for surely be
this
wanting
final
to get the silverware for sure.
Yeah, and either one of these teams going up against Carroll, who's really been the favorite the whole way through, they're going to be raring to go.
We're going to have Carroll looking to see if they can complete the sweep of the conference, getting the regular season and the tournament, which is not something that's uncommon. But then also you're going to be looking at to see if somebody can knock them off and snatch that other trophy out of their hands.
So we got a few minutes break before we start the overtime period. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with more right after this.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings, the big expansions, and the celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there. The late nights, cold pizza, the glamorous travel, the juggling acts. We are in for all of it, all of us. It's tough for sure. but less tough when you have the right people by your side, like Kayla from Kansas City, or Brian from Boise. He's great too. And thousands of other bankers around the country. Because your glory is our glory. If it's important to you, it's important to us. And all the cold pizza will be worth it to get us farther than we ever thought we could go, to be better than any of us could ever be alone, proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us.
Welcome back to the Cascade Collegiate Conference semifinal, and we are headed to the overtime. Overtime consists of 2 10-minute periods with the caveat that we play the golden goal, so first goal wins. And if we get through 20 more minutes of soccer and nobody scores a goal, then we go to the shootout. And that's when it gets exciting, and that's when it's anybody's game.
Yep.
So when you were playing, Gavin, first of all, what position were you?
I was a center back.
Okay, so how many chances did you get as some on the penalty kick on the first 5, let's say?
I've been involved in a couple. I was involved in one in this actually this exact situation, semifinal for this tournament, for Oregon Tech against SOU, which went in our favor. And then I was at the wrong end of one in our national tournament. So I've had both sides of a shootout, and yeah, it is 2 very, very contrasting emotions.
Yes, I would imagine so. So overtime 1 is underway. And of course the teams have switched directions again. So Eastern and we got an injury. There was 2 guys went up for a ball there. I don't think there was any foul there, but it was.
I think it was attempted header to the back of somebody's head. So.
Yep, I think you're right. So Rice was there for Eastern, and I think that's Palominos down for Warner Pacific. And so we'll take this opportunity to let you know that since 1977, S&B James Construction has been a client-centered, service-driven contractor providing comprehensive design and construction services that deliver high-quality results across California, Oregon, and Nevada. With a portfolio spanning healthcare, retail, commercial, industrial, education, and public sectors, their successful projects reflect a commitment to excellence. S&B James aims to be the most trusted building partner within their communities and is honored to be recognized among Oregon's Business's 100 Best Companies to Work For in Oregon. I think when I did that read on Sunday, I just said Oregon's best companies. Same difference. If you're the best company to work for, you got to be one of the best companies.
Angel Rendon.
So Angel Rendon comes in to check in for the injured Palominos.
Oh, it's a good ball down the right.
So Landon again on that right-hand side he's been the go-to in this second half, or now we're in the overtime, but since the second half started, Warner Pacific has been feeding him down that sideline along with Vargas Robles, both of them. breeze picking up. We're expecting some pretty strong winds in the valley overnight into tomorrow, and this being the Rogue Valley, for those of you farther away to know what the heck I'm talking about.
Yeah, the breeze has definitely picked up. It's a little chilly. I've had two games so far that I've been on. I've gone to Golden Goal and have finished in the first half of extra time. So I'll be curious to see if this one continues that same trend. One that we had together, and then one earlier today for the Oregon Tech and Eastern Oregon women.
Was as good as the play has been. I've enjoyed every minute of it. At this very moment, I wouldn't mind if you were Nostradamus on that, because I'm freezing.
Well, Eastern has their long throw here, so
yes.
see if this causes some issues.
Well, that's it. You know, I was looking over there to see, is that going to be a corner kick or a throw-in, and then I realized it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter a whole lot.
Especially for Eastern. All the way across. I don't know if anybody got a touch on that.
Yeah, this will probably come right back in. Dealt with well. Bryce McCall on the bar. Swarmed by players right away, though. It's quick to get that one for you. I've coached him, so he's a product of the community college here, Rogue Community College.
Rogue
he
Community
played for
College.
the men, yeah. So.
Okay. All the way from Manhattan, New York.
So.
How does a kid from Manhattan, New York, end up at Rogue Community College?
I think I want to say he was in the Portland area. I think he moved fairly late in his high school career. I want to say.
Okay, that would make more sense.
But he definitely grew up in Manhattan. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I could be wrong. But and Bryce, forgive me if you hear this, but I think he was from the Portland area.
Well, he went to Delphian, which there's more than one Delphian, so that doesn't even help me.
Ruthless.
Gavin's got some rowdy kids on his team, so I don't know what age group he's coaching, but
they're 12-year-olds.
Yeah, they sound like 12-year-olds. I coached middle school basketball, but I coached girls primarily for that reason.
Yeah, they are a rowdy bunch.
Girls were also very coachable. Middle school boys, not so much.
They're getting there.
They all, well, in the case of basketball, at the time they thought they were, LeBron James, or now it might be Steph Curry. I don't know, but the problem with coaching girls at that age is whatever drama happens at the beginning of the season, they're still talking about it at the end of the season. 5 minutes to go in this first overtime, and a couple of chances each way, but nothing too dangerous yet.
Big field switch.
A
little too close to the keeper.
Yeah, and that was Croft, and he had the assist on the only goal for the Mountaineers, and that was a pretty good centering feed there.
Well dealt with, but this will be an opportunity for Warner Pacific here.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of their corner kick. That second half, we got a few of them down here in front of us, but this is a good chance here. going to be Leach taking the corner kick. Oh, they go short. Oh, good defense there. Sniffed that out pretty quickly, and our clock, having all kinds of issues with the clock, folks. So they're going to stop it here at 3:27 as we got a player shaken up. It's going to be a free kick for Warner Pacific, right? I believe that's what he pointed.
Yeah, and Eastern Oregon's looking to continue with that kind of high line just off the edge of the 18 here, which is making it difficult to get the distance for this Warner Pacific team to get it in behind. But an area where the keeper won't get onto the ball. So see if they try something unique or just look to kind of dink it over that back line. Lots of movement going on. He went for goal.
Oh, between the posts.
Yeah.
Off the top of the crossbar and up into the football goal post. So not a bad try. At the very least, he gets that down a little more. He gets the deflection, and they get a corner kick out of that.
Eastern Oregon substitution into the match. Number 11, Angel Sandoval.
Oh, called offside. Second there, I thought he was calling a pen. I thought he was calling a penalty because he hit it in, and there was appeals for a handball right away, and the whistle blew right away, but it was for an initial offside call. So that came from a underhit back pass from the center back there, and that was lucky enough to be cleared. It looked like it was going to fall right to the Warner player, and that kind of sprung an attack that probably shouldn't have happened if you're Eastern Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Good job staying with that defensively.
See if they can get some bodies in the box here. It's a good position to have across. Just not the right ball. Maybe we'll get another chance.
Now some room to run here for the Knights. Oh,
handball.
Oh, they say you got tripped on that.
Probably got. I think his feet might have got swiped there.
And now we're going to stop for a substitution.
Heavy leg starting to come in. I think there's another one down, cramping here for Warner.
Warner Pacific substitution into the match. Number 4, Angel Rendon.
Rendon back in for Warner Pacific. And this is Jimenez, although it also could be Leach. We'll wait and see what they choose to do. And a pretty easy play.
Yeah, that's what that high line kind of produces. If you can't get enough backspin on it to get your players in behind, it's usually just going to find its way straight to the goalkeeper's hands. I need some space.
Yeah. Well, they've got this set up nicely here.
1 minute remaining in the first overtime.
Just wanted to get his body in front there.
Oh! Wow! Unbelievable!
Wow!
This one is over.
What a hit.
Oh
man.
My.
Like that, like the first 27 seconds left in this first period.
What I thought would be another cross into the box, give yourself a chance, was a blast. Wow. What a shot. Let's get another look at that one. They play it out of the corner, and we'll just take a look at that one again.
Goal by number 19, Edgar Romero Perez. Fans, that is your end of the match, your final in overtime.
So Edgar Romero Perez with the deciding goal.
Eastern Oregon advances to play in Thursday's championship.
And Eastern Oregon,
that will be played at 2 p.m.
2 o'clock on Thursday. They will take on Carroll College for the CCC championship. And man, what a goal that was. We got one look at that replay. Let's take one more look at that one, as it is the deciding goal. Again, they play it out of the corner. And that one was just a rocket. Got the right height, got it as far from the keeper as he could. Just a beautiful shot. And the Eastern Oregon Mountaineers celebrate this semifinal win. They come up to recognize their fans, and they got a bunch of them here. Some of them may live here, but they were definitely rooting for the Mountaineers.
Yeah. Please drive home safely, which we wish you good night.
And so that is going to do it for us. We'll be back here on Thursday. The men's championship at 2 o'clock, women's at 11, I believe. I should have that in front of me, and I don't, but I think it's 11.
It's 11 or 10.
I think it's 11 and 2. But nonetheless, we know this is the men's game, and we know it's Eastern Oregon taking on Carroll at 2 o'clock right here at Wheeler Stadium inside of Lithia and Driveway Fields. And so on behalf of the Cascade Collegiate Conference, congratulations to both teams on a great semifinal match. Eastern Oregon has advanced to the Cascade Conference Men's Championship game, which is presented by U.S. Bank and will be held Thursday at 2. Thank you to all the fans for coming out to support both of our teams. Thank you to my cameraman, Mikhail Weish, and my partner, Gavin Wilmot. I am Jeff Smith saying have a great night. We'll see you on Thursday.
When somebody says, what do you want people to know about Oregon Tech, I will say Oregon Tech is a destination for distinctive professionals, whether it is in behavioral health, whether it is in engineering, whether it is in health technologies. Oregon Tech has the solution. We are very proud of the value we create for Oregonians.
The school's just awesome. Tuition's really a lot better than other doctorate programs.
The relationships that I've built are kind of the glue of what keeps me here.
We are very proud of the return on investment for our students and the families, without a doubt. When a family brings their son or daughter to our school, we are able to tell them, when you graduate from Oregon Tech, you are assured of a great career in life. You have to work hard while you are here. It is a challenging program. And to be able to look at those families and assure them about the return on investment is a very affirming feeling. Oregon Lottery plays a very important role in what Oregon Tech does in terms of student success. Our athletic program in particular gets maybe 1/3 of their budget from sports lottery allocations from the state of Oregon.
First and foremost, without the lottery dollars, we would not exist in the way that we currently do. And consequently, the ripple effect of that, of not existing, we would not be able to recruit, retain, and graduate student athletes that wouldn't necessarily be able to come to university.
It doesn't matter if you're at a Division I school, Division II, across the board. I think, especially considering that we're an NAIA school, we have great facilities, we're very well taken care of. And you combine that with the community support, and that's hard to beat. I mean, we're one of the top schools, I think, minus Oregon State and Oregon. We have the most attendance per game.
I really encourage our coaches to get out in the community and not wait for the community to come to us. We have to show that we care before we can expect anybody to come to our games.
We'll be helping out an elementary school for the field day. We'll be helping with the Klamath Reads program. So there's a lot of ways that we get our program out into the community and just let them know how much we appreciate their support.
If you have an opportunity to go through the newly renovated track at Oregon Tech, it is a gorgeous site. We had the pleasure of hosting so many athletes from 12 or so universities and colleges recently for a conference meet. That has been made possible in a large part to lottery funds. But for that, we could not have completed that project.
So this year I beat my hammer record. I have the school record. And that was at conference, which was the opening meet technically for Oregon Tech with the new track. So that was an awesome memory for me.
Yeah, it's been a blessing living here and studying here and doing my sport, as well as just taking a close look at all the changes that has gone through the track. It's just impressive, you know. I remember I used to train at the local high school because the track wasn't done. So once I got foot into the track, and it was just fresh, and it was just such a fulfilling feeling.
We are very excited what Oregon Tech is going to be in 5 years from now. We want to be a surrogate lab of innovation for industry. When industry has a problem, I want them to look at Oregon Tech as a portal where there is a solution. That is where the innovation hubs become very important. We are very grateful to Business Oregon for supporting this endeavor at Oregon Tech. We are very proud to be chosen as a regional innovation hub recently, and our goal is to be a world-class polytechnic that has national reputation, which again is going to bring a lots of opportunities for Oregon, because talent is one of the most important things industries talk about. And we are committed to producing the very best in the state of Oregon.